In today's video, we are doing another reseller recap as it is the beginning of the month, and we're going to be covering our goals update, sourcing highlights, a Q&A section given by one of you guys. We're going to be talking about the Poshmark Share All feature and an item that's sold on eBay that definitely is illegal. So make sure you stay to the end to hear all of the juicy drama. I'm Shay. I'm a full-time reseller.
I am Tyler, part-time reseller.
And before we get into all of the fun, you do have a t-shirt.
So I do have a shirt. All I care about is my dog or dogs and like 3 people. Which could not be more accurate. Dogs are the best part of living, really.
Yeah,
I
I 100% agree, but dogs is more appropriate.
Yeah.
Let's get straight into it. Numbers man, do you want to cover goals?
Let's go through the goals. So this is going to be a positive numbers video because you actually hit your number for goals.
Yeah, for the first time this year, I think. So
it's one of the first times. I think you may have hit it a couple times accidentally.
Yeah, maybe I backed into it. But to remind you, the goal is to hit $205 a day so that eventually we can have $75,000 for the year to match his salary because, you know, that's the fun way to do
petty.
Things. So how did this break down?
So for this month, eBay was the heavy hitter. And I think that is in no small part to the Great British Bake Show.
I guess.
But you finished with $39.32 for the month.
And looking at those numbers, without the Great British Bake Show, eBay still outpaced Posh, yes?
Yes, that is true. Mm-hmm. So even if you subtracted the $650 from that, you're still ahead on eBay by a good bit. So Posh came in a strong second at $2,459. And then Macari actually didn't disappoint you, and it's actually $200 rather than the normal $100.
Wow,
so,
we doubled it on Macari. Should we do like a whole video on how to do Macari?
How to be successful at Macari and make $200? Yeah.
Now, we have been doing a few things on eBay to try and make things better. So if I find that any of those are actually working and it's not a fluke, I might do a video in the future. But really, consistency. I just, that's what it is. I mean, really, that's what it boils down to. So yeah, we're really excited that we're hitting our goals, but we did have another goal that wasn't money related.
We did. The money related goal, we ended up at $65.96. So just ahead of where we wanted to be for the month. So we're happy about that. Our non-money related goal is that we want to do more Thrift With Me videos. We are terribly behind on that one.
We're failing.
We failed at that one hard, and we let you down.
Well, so I'm going to turn to you guys for this. So basically what we are trying to do is make videos that you guys enjoy, but we also enjoy doing. So when it comes to Thrift With Me videos, what exactly do you like to see the most? Are you more interested in learning about our experience? Are you more interested in learning about, you know, the specific types of item and the details behind them? But what is it you look for in a Thrift With Me that makes you excited? Leave that in the comments below so we can try to work on that and find a video that works for both us and you guys, because that's what's important.
Moving on to our sourcing highlights. So this one is a very big bolo. We just found it. You found it not too long ago. It's Hendant and Nadita. Yeah,
so here is the tag. Hopefully it focuses. There you go. So it is Hemant and Nandita. It looks like it does sell on Anthropologie, Revolve, all that type of stuff. It's a metallic,
gorgeous dress with a belt.
Yeah, if it looks familiar to you because you saw it on Instagram, this was the dress posted there. But I have it currently listed right now for a little over $200, which for us, that's crazy. Like our average sale price is anywhere from $30 to $40. $200 is just out of this world. And this was actually a store that we don't frequent and honestly is way overpriced, so we probably wouldn't frequent. So it was great to find something like that. So that is that. Now the other one is actually a already sold item. So the other one is a Grayson shirt. It's just a black button-down shirt. I will put the sold up here for you. But yeah, it sold next day for $50. So it's just a plain button-down shirt. It stood out to me because the tag was really big and the text was really big. I looked it up and I'm like, well, I guess I'm buying this now.
Add to cart?
Yeah.
Adding to cart.
Basically. But we did have an honorable mention.
We do have an honorable mention. So this is the brand Noble. They're running shoes, and I believe they might be unisex.
So the ones I've purchased are unisex. Now, I'm not super familiar with the brand, so you guys can correct us down below if it's not really a unisex brand and just those styles were, but yeah.
I mean, they seem to go pretty quick, both sets that we've found recently, and, I mean, for decent pricing.
Yeah, so we found both a purple and a teal, and the most recent sold for $60. So, I mean, let's go. I'll take that all day. All right, so we do have a Q&A from one of you guys, but before we get to that, I wanted to do a quick thank you to the most recent channel members that has joined our channel and allowed us to open a Facebook group. Do you want to give the names?
So it is 2 people, so we're officially over the 10 mark. We're at 11 channel members. That's Nanny Marta and Tina S. So thank you both. I'll put you both up on the screen, and again, we can't tell you how much it means to us. It's crazy to think about that people are willing to give us their hard-earned money. It's a wonderful thing to help us with our dreams.
Yes, it's amazing, and our vision for this is to be able to create a small community that will be encouraging, uplifting, and a way to help all of you guys with your goals and whatever you may need for help. We're hoping to keep it kind of small so that we can help everybody one-on-one, and right now we are very small, and if you join, you're going to see that there's not a lot of activity, but it will grow over time, and we're really excited about it. I'm really happy that this is happening, and we'll get to our ultimate goal one day of getting him home to work full-time with us.
Wonderful. Which is answering one of the Q&A questions. You're getting ahead of yourself.
Well, we will go further into detail. So we did get a comment, Q&A, basically asking us a bunch of questions. So this is from Melissa. We can put the comment on the screen here, but let's just go through her questions and see if we can answer them. So the first question is, I've been watching your channel for a couple months, but some aspects are still confusing. First, how did the t-shirt thing start?
So the t-shirts, that's an interesting thing. So I don't have, or I did not originally have, a large wardrobe. It was
and by not large, he means like 3 to 4 shirts.
It was like 5 t-shirts when we started the channel. I was wearing one of my t-shirts that is a vintage I Hate Peyton Manning t-shirt from 10, 15 years ago now. I bought it. And people seemed to love it. So we decided as a fun thing to do, because we're at the thrift stores all the time, to see if we could find interesting or random or just eye-catching t-shirts for the channel. Yeah,
and over time, a few people have sent t-shirts to our P.O. box, which has been really cool. I think people just enjoy being part of it. So, I don't know. It's just a fun thing to do.
It was just a fun thing to do. And we never expected it to be anything more than that. And people have asked to buy them, and somebody did buy them.
Yeah, we've actually sold them too.
It's a weird kind of thing. We do it for us because we find it funny, really.
Basically. The next question is, do you work together using the same accounts, or does he have his own separate account?
So I do have a separate account. I don't use it for any selling purposes. I mostly use my Poshmark account to buy her gifts for birthdays, anniversary, Christmas, etc. I'm not opposed to having my own store. I don't have the time at the moment.
So right now the division of labor here is he does all of the packaging. We do sourcing somewhat together. I do all of the listing, the research, all of that type of stuff. And then he does repairs as needed, little by little.
Very, very behind on that, actually. But yes, I do try to fix things when I can. I do the cleaning of the shoes, etc.
Yes. So right now, he wouldn't have the time with a full-time job to have his own account. But again, we've said one day we do hope that he will be full-time with me. And that might be one thing that we add into the mix if we get there.
That's a long-term goal.
Yeah. Years down the road.
Seemingly forever away.
How long have you both been reselling?
So we actually didn't really know.
No, we had to scroll back on my Instagram.
So I scrolled all the way back, and it looks like it was late February, early March of 2019. So the beginning of 2019 is when you started. And when I say started, I mean started.
Yeah. So, now that time frame actually makes sense for me because I was a medical auditor and I had kind of come to a mutual agreement with my boss that we were going to stop. And that is the time that the audit that I did yearly stops. So it makes sense that I would have transitioned into this right after a big audit because otherwise I probably wouldn't have left my job.
I think you had just started and you had sold like 3 or 4 items.
Yeah.
At that time. So it was kind of a very stressful time for the both of us because neither one of us knew what to expect.
Yeah. Now, if you go back to the beginning of our channel, you will see some of those beginning videos where we didn't know what we were doing. We were picking up crazy things that shouldn't have been picked up. I knew nothing about fashion.
We didn't know the cost that we needed to have per item. It was
really starting from the beginning.
Yeah.
And I jumped right in full time from the start. So it was an adventure.
Yeah. I mean, our whole YouTube, if you go back, forgive the quality of the videos, is basically just a blog lifestyle
time capsule
of the business.
Yeah. So the next question is, why is he part-time and you're full-time?
Bills. It's expensive to live.
Just play Destiny's Child bills. Yeah, so essentially, we would love him to be home with us. That is a ultimate goal. That's one of the reasons that we do YouTube, is we hope that one day it will be another stream of income that makes that possible. Unfortunately, we live in Massachusetts. Cost of living is really high.
Yes.
We own a house. There's just too many things that we have to pay for.
We have 2 dogs. I mean, life is expensive.
Yeah, we would need to make more than double what I'm making now in order to get him home.
I mean, ideally, we'd want to replace my salary because we live on my salary and your business, and it's just there's no way to do it.
Yeah.
Covering healthcare, like there's just so many things.
Yeah. So hopefully one day, who knows? But that is why there's no other cool reason. It's just we can't afford it. So. That is that. So if you guys have Q&A questions for us, we can always add them into these reseller recaps. We're happy that you guys want to know about us. It's kind of cool to know that people care. Yeah. But yeah, just let us know and we can add those in. So the next thing is Poshmark's Share All feature.
Now, I know all of the things about this. Yep. I'm completely up to date on everything reselling related.
Well, to be honest, I don't know a ton about it either because I didn't want to use it. So let's just start from the beginning. So we've been asking for a very long time for Poshmark to introduce a Share All feature, and they finally did it this past month. Now, they probably did it because PoshFest is coming up, and they always release some cool features right before PoshFest. So, timing.
Are they going to fix it by then?
Yeah. Well, so it's not super broken, but people are not happy. So if you look out into the community and see what people are saying about it, they're not thrilled. So there are a few reasons. One, the Share All feature only works if you scroll all the way to the bottom of your listings before you share. Otherwise, you only share 46 items. So that's not great. I have a little over 1,000 items in my closet. That sounds like a lot of time that I don't want to spend, doing. Yeah. So that's not great.
The other part of it is if you're not careful, you're going to be sharing sold items not for sale. Yeah. You're meet the posher, list it. Like, it's not a clean system. It's not something that I would have, if I was running Poshmark, I wouldn't have released it in this state.
Yeah. Now, I think we would have all dealt with that if the next thing wasn't true. But from what everyone is saying that has been using it, using the Share All feature gets you way less interaction than just sharing the normal way. Now, this includes sharing with a bot, all that type of stuff. People have been doing comparisons on YouTube, and there has been a significant reduction in activity when you use the Share All feature. Now, I don't know if there is a reason for that. I don't know. There's speculation that maybe the uptick in people being able to share their closet is causing that. However, they switch to a bot or manual sharing and they see that uptick go up. So that doesn't seem to hold a lot of water.
I think it's probably Poshmark trying to throttle the usage because people are just sharing constantly now.
It probably is. So I don't know how I feel about it. Currently, we are not going to be using the Share All feature because it just doesn't seem to give a good increase in sales, and it's just not super friendly to use. But let us know. Are you using the Share All feature? How do you feel about it? I mean, it's a step in the right direction, so there is that.
They're at least trying. They're failing at the execution of things, but they're at least attempting. There was an attempt.
Yeah, there was an attempt. So let's not completely bash it, but let us know. How is it doing for you? Are you using it? Do you see an increase in sales? Do you think that there is a reason why not everyone is seeing a good increase? Let us know. Let's have a discussion. And then finally,
lastly, the drama. So, yeah, this is reselling drama like we haven't had in a long time.
Yes. So to start with, before I let him go, because he's so excited about this story, when there are items that are prohibited from selling on eBay, if they are illegal, please, 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 please do not sell them. Not only could you get your account totally banned, but you could also go to jail. So,
yeah.
Let's be careful when we find items to sell. But I'm not even sure how this happened. This is so confusing. But go ahead.
So there is a story going around the national news, and if you are part of the reselling community, you have to have heard of it. I know people that are not connected that have heard of this, and it's concerning on multiple levels. So a Goodwill in Michigan was recently the recipient of an election ballot machine. And they put it up on their website and sold it to somebody in Ohio for $8. They sent it no problem. They just mailed it to the person in Ohio. And that person then flipped it on eBay for $1,200.
Yes.
So the person that bought it originally for $7.99 is a reseller, and they specialize in computer parts and items that people have undervalued online. So he'll look through eBay, he'll look through the Goodwill sites, finding those hidden gems that are undervalued, buying them, and then flipping them for a profit. And this is what he did.
Yeah. So one thing I want to say is that there is a chance that Goodwill didn't know what this was when they put it up on the website. However, the reseller who bought it did know what it was. So what he had stated was he was looking through the website and he recognized that there was a little card slot, and he knew right then and there that this was a voting machine and it was worth far more than $8.
Yeah.
So he chose to purchase it. So as much as I like to blame Goodwill for all the bad things that happen, because they outprice me a lot and it makes me sad, I can't blame Goodwill here, because he said in there that they did not list it as a voting machine. They listed it as a kiosk, and there was no indication.
Touchscreen or something.
There was no indication that it was a voting machine. So there is a chance Goodwill didn't know, but go ahead.
So he bought it and he sold it. Thankfully, someone that is connected to voting security in this country saw it on eBay and bought it outright for $1,200. And that person lives in Connecticut, so they have it in their custody. It has not been compromised, supposedly. It's still in the box. That person contacted the appropriate authorities, and the I'm assuming state and federal law enforcement are now looking into it. Michigan State Police, the FBI, etc., are presumably on top of this and wanting to make sure that this does not happen again.
Yeah, now the reason that this is not allowed to be sold is pretty obvious, but this was a voting machine that was used supposedly in the 2020 election, and that is how it was marketed. And there is a lot of conspiracies going around about the validity of the election. And so obviously we wouldn't want something like that out in the world. It's just not something that should happen, and it does not really lend well to those conspiracies, because that tells us that there is lack of good handling with items like that. So that should really not happen. So if you do come across something like this in the wild, you shouldn't even purchase it. You should notify the authorities that you noticed it on the Goodwill website and get that taken care of right away.
You should buy it if it's $8 and then contact the authorities. Just so that it doesn't go to someone that is not ethical.
Yeah, but it should be reported right away. Yeah. And it's crazy. So as much as I am all about the hustle and buying and selling and finding value in whatever you can, if it is illegal like this and it has...
There are certain things that are just not okay.
Yeah, it's just not good. So let's not do that. So as resellers, let's all promise that we're not going to sell things like this, even if you know what it is. No.
Don't sell the nuclear codes. Don't sell voting machines. Don't sell anything that could cause significant problem for everybody.
Yeah. So that is everything. That's quite a lot of drama for the reselling community. So, okay, but that is everything we have. We are super excited to be back on track for our goals. So I'm hoping that, do you think September is going to be as good of a month? Let's hope.
I'm hopeful. I mean, we do have to go out to Thrift With Us videos are going to have to make a comeback, because we have failed on that one hard.
Miserable failure.
But I think we can get on track.
I think we can do it. So leave us some encouragement in the comments below. Let's make September a good month. And we want to encourage you. So also leave your goals in the comments below. And everybody band together to encourage everyone, because September is our month, people. September is our month. Thank you guys so much for watching.
And we'll be back soon with a new video.